Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ben from JBM Sports Media coming to you guys with another boxing video. And yes, we have to react to the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios fight just concluded right now. We have to go over it. And yes, we do have a winner decisively, obviously. Ryan Garcia defeats Mario Barrios to win the WBC welterweight title via unanimous decision. This was an absolute masterclass performance right here by Ryan Garcia. I don't think there's any other way to put it. I mean, we could start off right off the bat. I mean, round one, when he knocked down Mario Barrios, I don't think even Mario Barrios was expecting the speed of Ryan Garcia to affect him the way it did in round one. And I think that alone set the tone for the rest of the fight. Ryan Garcia being very precise with his jab, with his hooks to the body, into the head. I think it was just a little bit of everything that Ryan Garcia did so perfectly in this fight. And obviously, I want to give a lot of credit to Ryan Garcia because from his last performance against Rolly Romero, as you guys remember, he did not look sharp. He did not look good. If anything, he looked pretty mediocre. I think those are the perfect words to describe him in his last performance. But in this one right here, he looked excellent. He looked flawless. He looked like Mario Barrios couldn't even come close to him. And I think a big factor of that is reuniting with his father, Henry Garcia. I think it was super cool. I don't know if you can see it in this image right here, but in Ryan Garcia's trunks right there, he had his father's name, Henry, and then Garcia in the back of it. I think that's a pretty cool homage to his pops. Obviously, I think him being with his pops in this fight did him absolute wonders. He's undefeated when he is with his pops in training. So I'll say this. He should absolutely keep that momentum and keep it rolling because what he did today against Mario Barrios was an absolute masterclass. Kind of going into the fight, though, and I just want to say this when it comes to Ryan Garcia. I always had a feeling that this version of Ryan Garcia was there because he kind of went back to his amateur roots as he talked about it in the post-fight press conference. He talked about it, or in the ring, in the post-fight interview, I should say. He talked about it. He just went back to his amateur roots. And I think that's the best way to describe it right here because we all knew that this version of Ryan Garcia existed because he is a super, super talented fighter. And it was only a matter of time if he put all the puzzles together and finished that puzzle, we were going to get this type of performance from Ryan Garcia. And I think in the matter of, I would have to say, till maybe round four, I knew Mario Barrios wasn't going to have a single shot in this fight because his coach, Goosen, obviously former coach of Ryan Garcia, he said that he expected Barrios to take control in the second half of the fight. But that just didn't happen. That didn't happen by any means necessary. And I do believe that's because, one, there was rumblings and there was reports. I can't confirm or deny it, but if you guys want to search up the videos are out there on TikTok. Barrios looked a little bit sick, or it looked like there was some type of, I don't know if it was a flu, if it was just a common cold going around in fight week in Las Vegas, but it looked like he actually caught that and he was sneezing when they were fitting the gloves. I thought about that in the back of my mind. I was like, is there a chance that Mario Barrios could come in this fight less than 100% and maybe a little bit under the weather? I thought to myself, yeah, that actually could be a real possibility. And if that is, Ryan Garcia is going to, you just know, he's going to find a way to exploit that and really use that to his advantage. And I feel like if that is the case, I know Mario Barrios technically is not going to use any excuses or anything like that. But man, did Ryan Garcia use that, if that is the case, to his advantage? Because in this performance, his defense, I think this is right here, this performance right here is the best defensive performance I've ever seen from Ryan Garcia in a fight. I don't think I've ever seen his defense, even though it could get a little awkward at times. He was not getting hit by Mario Barrios. Yes, you can maybe say in the later half of the rounds, maybe round 9, maybe round 11, maybe round 12, obviously, when Mario Barrios had basically to just give it all he got because he knew he was losing the fight. That's where Ryan Garcia's defense became a little bit too, I would say, iffy. But at that point, Ryan Garcia didn't have nothing. Like, he was just being, I guess he wanted that knockout, but I think Henry Garcia even alluded, and I hope this is not like a thing where it's actually a serious matter, because I know Ryan Garcia has had surgery on his hand before, but the right hand of Ryan Garcia, Henry Garcia said in an interview, in like when obviously the reporter interviews the coach mid-fight, Henry Garcia said that his hand is actually a little bit hurt right now. So I don't know if that happened during maybe round 4, round 5, because Ryan said his hand was feeling good until round 6 or round 7. So maybe it just came up and, started bothering him in round 6 or round 7. And if that's the case, hopefully it's nothing serious, because I think there's no other way to put it. This version of Ryan Garcia, I think, could go tit for tat with a guy like Shakur Stevenson. And you saw Ryan Garcia obviously call out Shakur Stevenson. I don't know if I want to see that just yet. I would rather see Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney part 2, because I do think that Ryan Garcia truly, and when I say truly, I mean truly, could defeat Devin Haney in a fight. And obviously, we had the incident last time with the Austrian and everything that was involved, but I just feel like, nah, I'm not buying it. No, I mean, no disrespect to Devin Haney, obviously. I'm just not buying it. And the way that Ryan Garcia beat his ass in that first fight, you can't beat somebody's ass like that and blame it. I mean, Devin Haney more so on Austrian, allegedly, obviously. I'm not gonna let that slide. I do still believe, like I said, in Ryan Garcia's talent. And I just want to go back real quick. Going back to that knockdown in the first round, it didn't look like Mario Barrios was hurt. It looked like it was more so like a shell shock type of feeling. I think that's the best way to put it. It looked like he was like, wow, this speed, this little twitch, this electricity is coming at me. Let me try to find a way to weather the storm. And I think for him, he just didn't end up finding that way to weather the storm. And he tried to, come close to Ryan Garcia. He tried to maybe counter him with some body punches, but nothing was really working consistently speaking for Mario Barrios. I think his coach Goosen obviously told him, like, yo, you got to get in there. You got to get in there. When you back off, that's when Ryan Garcia is catching you with the left hook, the right hook, the jab. The straight up jab was causing Mario Barrios so many problems in this fight. I feel like himself knew that maybe towards round 9, 11, round 10, 11, 12, the championship rounds more so, he had to go all in for it, but it was too late. I think Ryan Garcia was going to play it very conservative and very safe, to say the least, because winning a championship like this, obviously winning the WBC welterweight title, I think there's a lot of more options for Ryan Garcia. Yes, he could go up and face a guy like Conor Benn as well. I would be very intrigued for that. I actually prefer Ryan Garcia's skills. I think he's more of a talented fighter than a guy like Conor Benn. And obviously, we maybe in a separate video could get into the whole Conor Benn switching to Zuffa boxing with Dana White, because that was monumental and honestly very astonishing. But I think that would be a favorable fight for a guy like Ryan Garcia more than a Conor Benn. And then obviously he called out Shakur Stevenson, and I don't know if I would like that fight necessarily speaking for a guy like Ryan Garcia just yet. I really would, like I said before, I really would like him to face Devin Haney one more time, because I think he could really prove it that he is the better fighter. And yes, I know Devin Haney after round 2 was round 2 to 6, he was winning that fight pretty decently. But then I feel like Ryan's power could be a very much so factor in that fight where, yeah, I am better than you and I'm stronger than you, and I want to see that fight again. Any other opponent for Ryan Garcia at the moment? I really don't think so. I think people always throw up the hypothetical, dream scenario of Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia too. And yes, that would make a shit ton of money. Don't get it twisted. I think that would make a crap ton of money. But would that happen, especially with what Tank has going on right now? Most likely not. Most likely not. I think Ryan will love that fight, because with this performance right here, I think he would only gain more confidence. But I just don't see Tank jumping into that immediately. I don't know if we'll see Tank anytime soon, to be quite fair, but there's always that hypothetical. The Shakur Stevenson fight, I do think since he called him out, now a lot of people are going to have more eyes on that, which then makes that fight a little bit more likely if it does get pushed. I think that would be a great fight. Don't get it twisted. I just think that Shakur's a little bit more technically gifted than Ryan, and that's where I feel like Ryan would have a little bit more issues, because Shakur provides great defense all around. And you saw it in his last performance against Teofimo Lopez. He straight up outclassed that kid, Teofimo. He outclassed him to the max. And Mario Barrios, you could say, was the weakest champion. Teofimo Lopez, I would actually consider, was a strong champion. So I think there's night and day difference between quality of opponents recently faced between Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson. So, man, I would love to see that fight still, because it would draw a lot of this. It would draw a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. I just don't know. I think Ryan should take 1 or 2 more fights before that one. That's just my personal opinion. The number one fight that I would like to see Ryan Garcia have next is the fight with Conor Benn, because I think that fight right there would be absolutely exciting, but 2, winnable. I think it would be very winnable for Ryan Garcia. And I think at that point in time, you could say, yes, Devin Haney had a great performance against Brian Norman Jr., but look, I just came off a win against Mario Barrios and Connor Ben. Let's run the rematch. And then afterwards, there you go. Devin Haney, Ryan 2. And then the last one, like I said, there you go. Ryan Garcia versus Shakur Stevenson 2. It's all about legacy at that point. I think Ryan Garcia, no matter what, should stay with Henry Garcia as his trainer. I think that is the most, I guess, productive way to go about it, because you see the results that are provided when he does stay with Henry Garcia. And I think this fight, like he said, was dedicated to his pops. And I thought it was a very amazing homage. And yeah, stay with your pops, bro. There's no other way to put it. Stay with your pops. Obviously, let me just exit out this real quick. Let me know what you guys think about this fight. What did you guys think about Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios? Ryan Garcia finally got some gold around his waist. Congratulations to him and his family. But as always, make sure that you guys subscribe here on JBM Sports Media on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok and IG at JBM Sports Media. Until the next time, we'll see you guys later. Peace.